Hey guys, welcome back to another ranked video. We're reviewing some ranked, and we're going with Chuck, Bridge Too Far, I think that's what it's called. Charlie actually gets hit by the pole. Nobody ever expects us to put the pole backwards, and so they walk back. The range is long, and Charlie walks into the pole as well, feeding us our full setup pretty quickly. Bonnie goes in, gets some pretty decent damage. Amber trades with the Charlie. Not really much of a purpose there. But we still, yeah, this is why there wasn't much of a purpose, because Charlie gets her super and doesn't really do much. Kaze deals a lot of damage if you let her get the crits off, but there's nothing we can really do, and what we should be doing is just going in to grab damage so the team can defend, because Amber and Bonnie are much better for defending. Unfortunately, we don't really get the timing right. If you do cycle properly with Chuck, every single time you can actually clear out one shield. We get the Kaze and Charlie, uses their super. Miko's on her safe, but they don't manage to break it, and the team cleans up. Very solid. Kaze going in, not really sure what the Kaze and Heist was for, although she can deal a lot of damage. It's pretty hard to. Kaze comes back, Amber gets the fire off, and we take a game 1. Pretty nice, let's head into the next one. Alright guys, we are in the next one. Things were looking pretty good. They have 2 melees, I think Kaze and Miko, and so things, not the greatest for them. Charlie managed to dodge the Chuck pull this time, and we do get a little bit set up, so it's difficult for Charlie to push in too far, because we can kind of zoom in on her and possibly take her down. She doesn't fall for it though, so we just get set up there, and can't really deal with the Miko though, it's a bit too risky. Charlie already used her super, but we're low. Bonnie goes in, gets some damage, not quite the first break. And so again, our rotation will be pretty messed up. Kaze takes down the Amber, doesn't really matter though because we go in again here. It's a 3v2, they could get a lot of damage here. Kaze with her super, hypercharges come in, 2 hypercharges, Bonnie manages to take her down. Charlie gets her spiders off on the safe, but thankfully we had a shield to prevent too much damage and Amber spawns in. Meanwhile, we got 2 breaks off, and so we're back at the threshold. Probably wasted a shot before going in there, and they're dealing too much damage. Thankfully, Amber gets a solid defense on, kills 2 of them in a 1v3. Looks like Bonnie is there to clean up. Very solid. Pretty poor draft by them, honestly. Let me get Chuck, and then went Miko and Kaze. But anyway, let's head into the next one. Alright guys, we are in the next one. We're going for a Surge pick. Pretty interesting. He's not really too meta. Actually, he's pretty off meta, I think. He lost a lot of his meta-ness with the HP nerf, as well as stronger tank counters that exist now, like Charlie, Lumi, Chester. And we do end up being taken down by the Bull. Ever since Bull got his rework, he's actually a pretty decent counter, or not like a counter, but pretty decent matchup into Surge due to kind of the stun and the knockback not actually canceling Bull's super. But again, it definitely is still favorable towards the Surge because he does have the range and he can super out instead of into the Bull. As you can see here, Bull goes for the hypercharge. We jump in after he arrives, but Bull still has a super. Does almost take us down, but we jump away, manage to clear him out, but they have all the gems. We're stage 4, but they just need one more gem and things are looking pretty dicey. All 3 of them come in, they just need that one gem on their side. Bull goes in for it, grabs it, almost gets the shade, does actually get the shade, and we actually do manage to clear out the Chester with our hypercharge. Very solid. We juke all those bow shots to stay alive and keep the Bull low, grab 2 more shots. We have our super now. Shade goes in with the hypercharge, and we have all 10 gems. Things are looking good. He's cleaning up. Thankfully, we did grab our super, and so we managed to help clear out the Bull, keeping the Gus alive. Don't want to leave them too much room because they do have 2 hypercharges, so we can't just immediately fall back. Super comes in. They all come in. Things were looking pretty dicey. And that is exactly why at the end of Gem Grab, sometimes you can't just walk away. You do need to somewhat hold your ground. But anyway, let's head into the next one. Alright guys, we are in the next one. Hopefully we get a bit better showing from our team, honestly. The last game, although we had a pretty slow start, you know, at a stage 1 surge, we kind of did 1v3 in carry, and we're looking for some better cooperation from our team here. Gus is, you know, doing his stuff, but he does go down, unfortunate, bit too aggressive. Bull is, you know, up in their base trying to get the Shade. Shade gets some solid taps on, almost 1v3s them, but still manages to get his hypercharge. Looking to trigger the bow mines, honestly, probably should have triggered them. Shade somehow trades with the bow there, I'm not really sure how, and I go down to the bow mines. Gus managed to take the Chester, so things are looking okay. Gus, unfortunately, does probably go down. Yes, he goes down to the Bull. But fortunately, Bull does have gems instead of Bow or Chester, so now he can't be as aggressive. Not really sure what that super was, but thankfully, you know, Shade is definitely clutching up, getting tons of value. It looks like, you know, okay, he's got his second hypercharge, but they do have 7 gems on the Bull, so not ideal. Looks like we got rid of the Bow Mines, do manage to take out the Chester, but I instantly go down. Not too great. Ooh, very close by the Gus. I thought he would get hit by those mines. And Chester, or Shade, gets another kill onto the Chester. Very solid. He has hypercharge still. They're in a 2v3. We have control. We have 7-7, and this is looking a lot better here. Shade gets another clean kill onto the Bow, cleans out the Chester too, gets damage onto the Bull, but we don't need to kill the Bull. All we need to do is keep the gems off of the gem carriers like Chester or Bow. We have control, take down the Bow and the Chester. Bull goes in, probably gets too greedy because it was getting close. And we do get countdown, and things are looking pretty gone. You know, they can't really win the 2v3 into us. Bull can't go in because he would feed us all the gems, and so we did manage to get a pretty solid game here. Very well played, triggering the mines, bit of a heart, and we get a pretty solid second game. Let's head into the next one. Alright guys, we are into the next one. Looks like we got Heist here, pretty interesting draft. I don't really see any broken brawlers, looks like Melody is probably the best one, as well as maybe Bonnie. But we do have a solid comp from our side as well, pretty solid. Belle actually completely destroys Amber. Amber, her only option is to juke, but then again, it's still really hard for Amber to gain pressure. You know, I don't even need to kill the Amber, all I need to do is keep her at range. Looks like I was lagging, but I did manage to land the mark onto the Melody. Melody or Belle are optimal marks. And looks like I probably go down to the Amber there. Got too greedy to support and kill the Bonnie and Melody, that's her name. And Amber does take out the Eve, but we managed to trade. Things are looking okay. They have a lot of puddles. We managed to get a mark, dodge all the fires from the Amber. But Melody does have her super, and they're going in hard, honestly, not looking great. Slow onto the Amber, but we don't manage to get the kill. Another slow, we take her down. She misses her fire as well. Brock landing his gadgets. Bonnie is low, they're pushing her back. Things are looking better. We got her Belle hypercharged, landing shots, take down the Melody, tapping the Amber. Too much going on. We cooperate with the Eve with the mark to take her down. Brock hypercharge. He misses his gadget onto the wall. Bonnie is probably trolling him a little bit, and we get some crazy taps off. 3 for 3 or 4 for 4 or something, but hit the wall. We're looking to break down one more barrier, but it looks like they do have hypercharge. Melody is looking like she has super. Amber is going in. We managed to clear her out, but Bonnie still does have small form. Bonnie gets tapped a lot, but she manages to stay alive with her healing into her big form. Team is taking down the Melody, mark onto the Bonnie, and Amber is, you know, doing her Amber stuff. We overextend and go down. Eve gets fired, but Melody does go down as well. We got our Eve hypercharge. I think that's what it was, going crazy. And we are pretty much tied here. And we just need a little bit more. We get that 4% to take it out. We don't want Melody to grab her super and go ham onto our save. We managed to take down that one last barrier, and we barely managed to take this first game. Very solid. Let's head into the next one. Alright guys, we are in the next one. Pretty close game, to be honest. We definitely have better control over them. We get a quick kill onto the Melody. Very well pinched, but looks like we overextend a bit into the Amber. We definitely have control on them. The problem is they just have so much burst with Melody and Bonnie. They can get so much damage done super quickly. We do manage to take out the Amber and stay up. Unfortunately, Bonnie does have mid control, but thankfully our pets from the Eve come in very handy, very nice. Miss our super, not the best. We're probably in range of the Amber as well. We miss our shots, not ideal. Pretty poorly played, but somehow Eve already has hypercharge. Crazy, we're literally like half a minute into the game. Thankfully they didn't break the first layer, they're still a little bit off. We do manage to take out the Bonnie, mark the Amber, take the Amber down. Feed the Melody, I think, is super, not ideal. Eve is going to town, getting so much value, hitting so many shots. Very well played by the Eve there. And we're missing tons of shots, it looks like. Amber is taking out the pets. Brock breaks open their wall, but we do manage to clean out the Amber. Finally get our hypercharge. Look to clear out the Melody, but unfortunately, looks like we go down. Pretty embarrassing, but Eve is, still getting her taps off, going crazy. Team is doing pretty well, picking up for the pressure. We take out the Bonnie. They break the 3% they need. Fires come out. We don't quite kill the Amber, though. She stays out. Melody thankfully has the mark, so she will be taking tons of damage. Does go down easily. But they already almost broke the next barrier, and Amber goes to break the next barrier. Trades her life for it, but we probably go down to the Melody. Use the hatchlings as bait to shoot out a bit, but we are super low. We still have a lot of damage to overcome, and we're slowly regaining control here. Bonnie hypercharge goes in. Hypercharge goes in. Mark comes out. Go down though. And there's just no way with like 4 seconds we clear this, and we will take the loss this game. Definitely think I could have hit a couple more shots, but let's head into the next one. Alright guys, we are in the third and final match of the match and video. Definitely need to clutch this up a bit more. There we go. Push them out. Look to probably get a mark off or kill the Amber, but unfortunately it looks like Eve wasn't too interested in pinching the Amber with me, and instead backs off. Pretty unfortunate, but we do have a mark there which will stop Amber from going in. Gives us an easy kill onto her, so still worth. We don't want to feed Melody too much like we did last game. Do manage to take her down, bait out the Amber super. And again, we have control here. All we need to do is keep it. We are really good at keeping control with Brock and Belle. We somehow have our hypercharge already. It's literally like 30 seconds or a minute into the game. And we already broke down the first layer. Brock gets some nice safe damage. Whiffing quite a few shots. We do manage to get some crazy shots. A mark onto the Amber and tons of shots on the Melody. Unfortunately, it looks like Melody has a healing gear, and so she heals up too much for us to take down. Brock goes for his hypercharge, very solid. Looks to break open one more, does manage to grab it, but does go down. Looks like we are getting pinched. Things aren't looking too great, but we do manage to kill out the Amber in a 2v3 or 1v2. We look to tap out the Bonnie, but we are low and probably go down. But fortunately, she triggers a mark, so she's slowed. Triggers another mark, but the team isn't able to capitalize on it. Eve hypercharge hatchlings, I think, are coming in, while Brock is getting some crazy damage. Breaks, I think, another layer. Take out the Bonnie, landing some taps, get another hypercharge, and Amber knows it's over. like things are game. We have our hypercharges, got the marks off. Brock clears out the safe, and we managed to grab the win. Very solid, very nice. Well played to the team, as well as the enemies. Anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.